All right, let's go.
Stinks your internet, man.
Dude, I apologize.
Whenever we meet, you realize how big of a hug you're going to get from me?
What do you mean?
I'm talking full on. You ain't going to be able to breathe.
Okay. God, this sucks. Well, guys, as you can see right over there, my main man Joey is got the cigar out, so we will talk all about the Crimson Tide and the Tennessee Volunteers on this edition. Plus, we will also talk about the other co-host over there and the Clemson Tigers and what the future holds for all of them. That and a whole lot more coming up on this edition of Third and Three.
And we're going to get that internet fixed by next week.
Stan, you gotta go to Starbucks next time and start recording. It's probably better internet.
Yeah, no shit.
Welcome inside another exciting edition of Third and Three, everybody. I am one of your co-hosts, Stephen Ray, and right over there is Joey, and of course, Clemson Tom. And we will start, unfortunately, with Clemson Tom, as of course, Clemson Tom and the Clemson Tigers lost this past weekend to Pittsburgh. Tom, how are you doing, sir? Are you feeling
it's
okay?
It's the cigar smell. I can smell it. Put it down. You beat Tennessee. Like that's nothing. Put the cigar down. You should think about people's health before you start smoking cigars.
Yes.
Sorry. I apologize.
You should apologize for the cigar and the blinds.
Okay, guys, let me just run in and say this real quick. We've run the blinds.
The blinds are $100.
Dude, we've run the blinds joke into the ground.
It's not a joke. It's $100. I got the receipt downstairs.
If that's $100, that's proof that Biden's inflation's insane.
Guys, let's get another joke. Come on.
Let's
run the blinds
Brandon.
in the ground.
Let's go, Brandon. All right, let's go.
Let's go Clemson something on anything.
Let's go. We got football to talk about. Clemson, football, Pittsburgh.
I don't want to talk about Clemson football.
I'll tell you what happened. The quarterback's not good.
We're going to talk about Clemson football. You Clemson Tom.
You know what? It's my cross to bear, and I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to ask me, Stingray?
How are you feeling, man, after that big win against the Volunteers of Tennessee?
That's not a big win. You beat Tennessee. That's not a big win.
As I said, we saw the game, 52-24. What happened. We saw the first half, but a win is a win. We did beat one of our biggest rivals, Roll Tide. That's all I got to say.
I'm so sorry that your rival's been rebuilding longer than it took the Coliseum in Rome to be built. That's not. You shouldn't be smoking a cigar.
That's not my fault. Our rivals suck. Anyway, I wonder what Jacqueline's doing. Jacqueline, talk to me, baby.
Can I have a break? I need a break.
Hey, y'all. It's Jacqueline. Sunday's Halloween, and I wanted to see what you guys thought of my Joey costume. Yeah. I wouldn't open the door for me either. Ooh. Whew, that's so much better. But while we're here, I want to take a minute and give a shout out to my favorite host of the CTS interview room, Stingray. And we should probably address the other two knuckleheads that are about as emotionally unstable as IKEA furniture. Hey guys, on to the news. It may have looked like Alabama defeated Tennessee on Saturday after players hurled off from the locker room to go smoke cigars in the student section. And while a score of 52-24 does indicate a victory, it was a fight for all three quarters, and Alabama fans are worried. However, the calm, cool, and collected coach of the Crimson Tide had this to say. We did some things that need to get fixed, obviously. Busted a couple coverages on defense, fumbled the ball at the 9-yard line, got a punt blocked, roughed the punter at 4th and 30. I mean, just some things that we shot ourselves in the foot. And I think those things really need to get corrected or they're going to cost us at some point. Yeah. But I told the players, look, we've got a bye week coming up. We're playing against a real team in 2 weeks. We need to get some rest. We need to recover. And we need to focus on what we need to do to finish this season and get some of these things corrected. Coach, I think you're talking to more than just the team at this point. Speaking of disappointment, let's talk about Clemson Tom's favorite ACC team. After yet another awful performance in which starting quarterback DJ Unwegalili, I think I got that right, was benched, and Clemson fell 27-17 to Pittsburgh on Saturday, Tigers coach Dabo Swinney said every job on the unit was up and available at practice this week. That's pretty rough. However, Joey's loving this, and while his head is big enough, barely, to fit through a door frame, we're going to let him gloat for another minute, and I'm going to read you a direct quote from Joey. So let me put my Joey glasses back on. Quote from Joey himself. I told that dumbass, look, Clemson is no Alabama, and now you just have to live with the fact that Clemson is going back to being Alabama's warm-up game in the beginning of the season, just like we were 10 to 15 years ago. I do feel bad, though. Clemson fans are losing money. They lost 25 on the game, 25 on the instant replay. That's according to Joey. He wants us to acknowledge that Clemson is no longer a powerhouse like Alabama. With all that being said, the Falcons beat the Dolphins, Alabama beat Tennessee, and Stingray's still the hottest thing on YouTube. So until next week, happy Halloween.
Let's talk about it. I know it's on everybody's mind.
We will talk about it. The fact that we're trash this year, the fact that it's a rebuilding year, the fact that we're losing guys to the transfer portal, the fact that we're losing guys to injury. I got guys on guys that are just hurt this year. Come tell Joey what's up with Clemson, because he's over here thinking about we ain't good this year just because we're having a down year. Tell this man what's up.
What's up, Xander?
No, we're just doing bad because we don't have a good player as last time.
You don't have any good players. Yeah, I say that too.
Trevor. You might want to redo your sentence.
No, you don't get no good players.
You might want to redo it.
They all went to Alabama.
They're going to lose to Georgia and Atlanta, and they're going to be at the Capital One Bowl. Who cares?
You
beat Tennessee
right now. Since you won't let me finish.
Congratulations, you beat Tennessee. Congratulations.
Can I finish
you
my
bought
sentence?
your food and you saved some money going to Walmart.
Look.
Congratulations.
I told you at the beginning of the season, Clemson was not going to be a powerhouse. Okay, so get over it.
I'm over it. I'm actually okay.
Moving on.
You're over here. Listen, if ESPN could crown you national champs every year, they would. They're sitting there just on the of your coach. It's just, Nick Saban sneezed. Oh, let's get him a handkerchief. Nick Saban, I'm sorry. Here's your Coca-Cola.
Nick Saban's loyalty.
Oh, LeBron James tweeted about Nick Saban. It's the greatest thing ever.
Well, he is loyal to Alabama.
Well, after that big long rant that Clemson Tom went on, what I was trying to say was Alabama moved to number 3, and a lot of people, as you can see, Clemson Tom's upset. Should Alabama be ranked higher than Michigan, Oklahoma, Oregon, etc.? And I want to hear y'all's takes.
No, you lost the game. You lost to an unranked Texas A&M team. No, Michigan's undefeated. Let it play out. Just let it play out. You don't need to be ranked number 3 right now.
So you don't think we should be ranked number 3?
No.
Sting?
Okay, I want the entire floor here. I don't want anybody to interrupt me, please. Alabama lost to unranked Texas A&M. The best defense that they've played all year. What has Georgia done? The best defense that they played all year so far has been Clemson. They won that game. Now, when you look at Alabama, against Tennessee, an up-and-coming football team. They let wide receivers run wide open for the majority of the first 3 quarters. Bryce Young is really inaccurate on the deep pass. He holds on to the ball way too much in the pocket, way too many sacks, and the offensive line is not playing as well as we once thought. Florida almost came back and won that game in the swamp. Emory Jones should have kept the ball on the 2-point conversion, and guess what? That would have been another loss for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let me just go in and say this. The trip down to Auburn and the SEC championship game against Georgia, one of those games is going to end up in a loss for Alabama. And let me also say this too. This Alabama team reminds me of one that you guys want to forget. It is the one that Trevor Lawrence and the Clemson Tigers blew out in the national championship game. Because when you watch Alabama on film, here's what you see. It's either a big play touchdown or it's 3 and out, punt the ball, put your defense back on the field. That will eventually catch up with you.
So let me stop right now, Sting, and I'm going to just throw some money at the offering plate because you, sir, were speaking facts. I love it. Great job.
Allow me to retort.
No, you can't retort, sir. This is
I can retort.
And you're spitting the devil's theory.
Listen, see, I didn't interrupt.
You didn't have to
retort.
Well, he's passing the offense.
I don't really necessarily.
Throw some money at Sting besides throwing money at your recruits. Here, Sting, take some more money. You're spitting facts, son, and I love it.
Sting,
I don't necessarily in the 2-point conversion. Oh, wide receivers are running rampant against Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Here's $2 because you beat Tennessee, who's been rebuilding. I mean, shit. The economy is – they've been rebuilding more than the economy. Let's go. $2.
And Tennessee not only lost bench players, they lost 24 starters to the transfer portal before Josh Heupel even had a first game at Tennessee, guys. That's how bad that Tennessee team is.
Funny. It's too funny.
Stingray. The only thing that's losing right now is
listen, they get tired. They're not good. This bubblegum's flavor lasts longer than Alabama's defense. And this flavor, trust me, it lasts about 5-10 minutes.
And you know what, Tom?
Whoa! Stop! Listen, y'all said your piece. Allow me to retort. Look, the only thing that's losing right now is your internet connection. And second thing, you can hate it, you can love it, you can like it, or you can dismiss it. It doesn't really matter. Alabama's ranked number 3, and we're going all the way to the national championship.
All right, let me also add one more. Well, let me say one.
Bananas. BANANAS.
Let me say one more thing. Alabama fans are not going to like what I'm about to say.
We don't care.
I'll tell you this.
We don't care.
Ever since Kirby Smart left Tuscaloosa, Alabama's defense has not looked or been the same since then.
How many national championships have we won since Kirby Smart?
That's because you changed the offense. It had nothing to do
How
with
many national championships have we won since Kirby Smart left?
Sting spitting facts, and you don't want to hear them, and it's not your fault that you live in fantasy world.
No, I'm asking the question. How many national championships have we won since Kirby Smart left?
I know Dreamland's your favorite barbecue, but don't live in Dreamland when my man Stingray is spitting facts.
Answer the question, can we? Can we answer the question?
Goodness, he's dumb.
How many, Sting? How many? Say it out loud.
2.
Okay, then. When you can win 2 national championships, Mississippi State and Clemson football can win 2 national championships. Y'all call me.
You fear Clemson. You legitimately fear Clemson, Joey. I don't care what you say.
I don't fear Clemson.
But you will have to admit, can we at least...
I love the fans. I don't want y'all to go home, watch this and think I don't like Clemson fans. I love Clemson fans.
Joey.
I love Clemson fans.
It's in your heart.
I think y'all are the nicest people in the world.
Fierce. You're
Joey.
scared.
I mean, Clemson
Can
Tom's not very nice, but
Scared.
you guys are very cool.
Scared. You're scared. You're scared to
Scared
play
of
us
what?
again. You are. You're scared. Bottom line, you're scared. Not this
That's
year.
why you're freezing
But
up
typically,
right
you're
now.
scared. Shut up. You're scared. I
Joey.
will walk in the other room and slap you. You're scared.
That'll be the last mother thing you ever do. But anyway,
I'm going to
can we go
slap you and take down them blinds.
Can we go to the next? Hey, no, we got somebody very. First off, we got somebody very special to talk to. A very interesting story, ladies and gentlemen. Stingray, take it away.
Well, guys, we have a very special interview for you today here on 3rd and 3. And I'm actually wearing the UNLV gear because we actually have a UNLV former football player who also played with the Tennessee Titans. And we also have his very lovely cousin, who both of them actually came down south this past weekend for the Tennessee-Alabama matchup, and we're going to get all of the details on their thoughts on the Southern hospitality and everything Alabama with them. But first, let me go on ahead and pull up my best friend, Ray Cheetany, coming to us live from Las Vegas. Ray, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing great, man. Just landed about an hour ago from Birmingham, and it was great. Doing good, man. I'm ready to come back, Steven. Send me a flight,
I got
man.
you.
Let's go.
Well, yes. Well, dude, real quick, let's go on ahead and catch everybody up. Obviously, you were a punter out there at UNLV. Go on ahead real quick and talk about your recruitment and your ties to Arkansas as you almost went there.
Yeah, so from Cedar Rapids, Iowa originally, and went to junior college route, went to Iowa Central Community College in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and started getting heavily recruited by Houston Nutt down in Arkansas, and they actually flew into Iowa to visit me, and then they flew me down the next week, and I actually committed to the University of the Razorbacks, and we were ready to move down there, and a lot of Danny Ford at that time was a coach.
Right.
And then he got fired. Houston Nutt then came in, and then everything changed. And then the recruiting process is very stressful, as you know. And at that point, I was looking at other opportunities. Penn State came along. And then at the very end, I kind of decided to go to UNLV because my mom's family was in San Diego. Dina was in San Diego. She's going to join us here in a little bit. So my dad was retiring at that time. So yeah, and that's my connection to Arkansas, the Razorbacks. So I could have been in the SEC. So, yep.
So real quick, what was it like playing for UNLV right there in the heart of Sin City, Las Vegas?
It was great. I mean, our coach John Robinson, as you know, was the NFL and college football. He's in the Hall of Fame. Was at the LA Rams. He was at USC, won a national championship, was in Rose Bowls. So it was great. So we had different, we had Joe Montana that would come to practice, John Madden, Ronnie Lott would come by, Suge Knight would stop by from Death Row Records. We had all these celebrities that are always around us. And then John Robinson brought all his coaching staff from USC. So we had a really good team. We ended up playing Arkansas, too, my senior year, and we ended up beating them. And it was great, man. Our team was loaded.
Yes.
And I think that was the last time UNLV was really good was my senior year. So hopefully we can turn that around soon.
And my last question for you is this, before we get to Dina and the Alabama game, what was it like playing for the Tennessee Titans in the NFL?
It was great. I was there for I think 4 months. So I was there for a very short time, but I made a lot of good friendships. Got to meet Steve McNair. I know he passed away. Eddie George was really nice. And I made some friends that I still talk to right now. Rashard Bartholomew, he was Yale's all-time leading running back. We still talk. Michael Snowden, he was a wide receiver for Arkansas, so we still keep in contact. So a lot of good different contacts. It was a great experience. Sometimes I look back and sometimes it feels fake, the whole thing. So it was a great experience.
Well, let's go on ahead and catch everybody up to speed. Obviously, we have been friends ever since 2015. However, you and your family came down to the Deep South for the Alabama-Tennessee game, and we actually got to meet in person this past weekend. It was an amazing opportunity to finally be able to meet you, man. And I also got to meet your lovely cousin as well. We are about to bring her on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the very lovely Dana Mansour. Dana, how are you doing?
Wow, I feel so honored, that kind of introduction. Thank you.
How are you?
Thanks for having me.
So, well, first off, let me just go on ahead and ask, how many football games have you been to outside of the SEC?
I have been to 2.
Okay.
So it was Michigan, 2. Actually, it was 2. No, Michigan and USC.
Okay.
And they were fun, but Alabama has won my heart. I would say Alabama was quite an experience. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
It was everything more.
Well, what was the experience like, first off, between the USC and the Michigan atmosphere?
Well, a little bit different. USC was more entertainment, I found. A little bit more entertainment. Michigan was a little bit more serious, I would say, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not as knowledgeable about football as you guys are, but that was my experience. But they were both fun. They were great. But Alabama, I was warned that it was going to be amazing, and it was everything and more. So,
well, Ray, what were your thoughts? Because I know that you actually went to the Big House with UNLV. What were your thoughts on the Big Ten football up there?
Big Ten's, I mean, I got to admit, I was born and raised in Iowa, so Big Ten is always great. You know, been to many Iowa Hawkeye football games that live down the road. Been to Ohio State and been to the Big House. And I think, I mean, down south is just, I think it might be a step up, man. I mean, it's a step up. I mean, SEC, you got, you have the Southern hospitality, and you have, I mean, that's pretty much all that's down there. I mean, when we were down there in Tuscaloosa, it's all Alabama football, as you know. And I think, when Dean is talking about USC, LA has so much stuff. They have, the mountains, they have the beach, and everyone's kind of just like laid back. And down in the South, that's all you guys have. And,
what were y'all's thoughts going into coming down south? What were y'all's initial thoughts?
I mean, for me, it was always, that Southern hospitality, the food, obviously football. And it was lovely. Honestly, my experience was amazing. I can't even begin to tell you, from not just the football game, but Alabama itself, what I saw. We didn't, go too far out from, Tuscaloosa, but it was a wonderful experience. And I mean, going back to just the football game itself, I mean, my roots are in Canada, so you can imagine what college football is like in Canada compared to the United States. Yes. There's no comparison. I mean, it's beyond, I mean, so different. And I wish they could get their themselves together in Canada and have games like the college football teams in the U.S. But it was amazing walking in. I just, my heart like dropped. I was like in awe when I walked into the stadium and seeing 104,000 people there. Yes. And everybody was on the same page, except for the Tennessee fans.
Yeah.
But everybody was on the same page in there, from this music to like the chanting and the singing and the everything. It was just like, it's a culture.
Yes.
And that's what I found. And it was like, I kind of was having a little bit of an out of body experience, to be honest with you. I was like looking around going, like, I want to know the words to this song, and I want to get in, I want to feel the part. And by the end I did, but the entertainment, the fighter jets flying over, from the gymnastics to the cheerleaders to the actual football players themselves. I was a little nervous there, not going to lie.
Yes.
When Tennessee got a few touchdowns, I'm like, wait a second, what is going on here? Like, they better not lose while I'm here. They're all going to blame it on me.
Yes.
Right? But they came back. Back. And then there was this thing with this coach that I didn't really understand, this Nick Saban coach. And I asked a lot of questions while I was there trying to understand what's the big deal. And now I know what the big deal is. He's pretty awesome.
Right.
From what everybody was telling me. So I got to see him for just a split second when the players were getting off the buses. So that was really cool. Yeah.
That's
really
cool.
fun.
What about you, Ray? What was your experience like?
Stingray, my first experience, and I don't even know if Dina even knows this, but I don't even know if you know, but we played Ole Miss my senior year when Deuce McAllister was there, Eli Manning. So we stayed in actually Memphis, and we drove down to Oxford, Mississippi when I was at UNLV, and we we had, I would say, 20 police escorts all the way down, and the fans were waving at us, and we actually took them into overtime. So we almost beat Ole Miss down there on their homecoming, and Ole Miss was actually, their fans were very nice after they actually gave us a huge standing ovation. The whole stands, like when we were walking into our tunnel, just started going crazy because they're like, man, you guys played great. So that kind of gives me chills just thinking about that game. But I kind of knew what I was getting myself into going down to Tuscaloosa. I watched many Alabama games, and and the people are so nice. All the fans are nice, and just the atmosphere, the game day, the tailgating was great. And then just kind of seeing how Tuscaloosa as a city, we got to see, like where all the students live and hang out at.
Like the frat houses and the sororities, and those houses were just so unbelievably beautiful. I wish I had a chance to tour them, but maybe next time. Yeah. But yeah, they, Alabama, the people are just so friendly, so polite. And the girls are all beautiful, like all of them. I'm like, and the way they dress to the game, their feet must have been sore because a lot of them were wearing heels. I'm like, how did they even do it? I was, wearing I had my t-shirt on and my running shoes and being comfortable, but I was like, okay, I'm a little underdressed, I guess, for this football game. But it was fine. But it was great people watching. It was really, really, really fun.
And were you guys surprised at how much of a party it was? Because Alabama and Ole Miss are both known as the two party schools of the SEC. We
partied.
Yeah,
we had fun, Ray, didn't we?
Yeah. What was that place we went to?
Galette's.
We had VIP Stingray to Galette's. We shut that place down. I don't know if anyone could hang with us, but I think we out partied them, Stingray.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think people were like, "Who are these people?" Walked in there. No, we did good. It was a great atmosphere, it was like Dina was saying, the frat and the sorority houses were amazing.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They didn't just, when I went to school, they just didn't have the things that they have now. It's just so over the top. And one thing I was going to say was, it's one thing when you sit in front of the TV and you're watching a game and you're watching it and you see these big stadiums and everything, but it's another thing when you're actually there in real life. I think that's the big thing that people don't understand, is like to be a part of it and to just to be a part of that culture, like I said, and then and to experience it live in person is a whole different ballgame. It really is. My favorite part, what my favorite part was?
What?
The lights up, lights down. When everybody took their phone and they did the lights up, lights down.
Yep.
It was the cutest thing, that light show and everything. I'm like, what will they think of? Like this is, I'd go back tomorrow.
Yeah,
it was great.
honestly, Ray and I were talking about this the other day. They kind of need to incorporate a little bit of that out there in Las Vegas to help UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. They're lagging there in Vegas, are they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we have a new stadium. Sorry to cut you off, Stingray and Dina, but we have a new stadium, $2 billion. That we have a new stadium. That's it. But we haven't won a game in 3 years.
I know.
3 years. So we every game we lose, we're losing the last quarter.
Maybe they just need to hire Nick Saban. They need to take him from Alabama. What do you think?
That'd be good.
They afford him?
I don't think he's going anywhere. Nick Saban's not going anywhere.
No, it's all about that money, guys.
Yeah, throw me the money. It's a little bit of a business, I'm sure.
So, are you guys sold on the South? And if so, when do y'all think y'all will be back down here to witness another Alabama football game?
When is isn't there a one in February or January? Ray, we were talking.
Oh, Stingray. We were talking about LSU, but then I was on the plane talking to a guy, and he said that LSU, I think, is in Baton Rouge next year. So I think we're gonna. Yes. I was thinking maybe Auburn, Alabama, at Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. That's going to be awesome, and that would be a year from now, at the end of November 2022.
Yep.
Wow.
That might be a good one to go to. I think for sure.
One thing I did love were those green fried, the fried olives. What were they called?
Yes.
Fried olives?
Yes.
Oh my God. Those are so good. They were the best tasting thing I've ever had. Like, why don't they have that here in California? We have everything except for fried olives.
Yes, I know. So
can you just put some in a little care package for me, Stingray?
I can try to do that, yes. I got you. Well, guys, I thoroughly enjoyed this. And real quick, is there anything else you would like to add about anybody that would be looking to come to the Deep South? Something to look forward to when they come down here?
Well, I just want to say, Stingray, thanks for having us. And I had a chance real quick. Stingray and his mom took me to Mississippi yesterday. And they bought me all this stuff right here. I got the
that's so nice.
The redneck hot sauce.
That's awesome.
Got that. Stingray's mom's like, you need a Christmas ornament, Mississippi State Bulldog.
Oh my God, how cute
so I got the Christmas ornament. I got the cowbell. Stingray's mom's like, you got to have a cowbell. Can I shake it real quick?
Sure, go ahead, man. I love it.
Wow.
And I got
that was good.
Got this for Halloween. Watch this, guys.
That's pretty freaking awesome.
Cool. And then cool. Mrs. Ray, Stingray's mom, got me this too.
That's pretty sweet.
She stocked you up.
Yeah, she was nice. You guys, that was I just want to say thanks to you and your mom, Stingray. That was a trip of a lifetime going down there to Mississippi and Mississippi State, checking out the campus. So yeah, I just want to say thanks for hanging out with us, man, and meeting the family.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we took a great picture together, all of us.
Yes.
And lunch, and that was awesome. It was a pleasure, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
Yes,
no doubt.
Absolutely. Well, real quick, before I let you guys go, obviously, Dina, you were really close there to San Diego. How do you feel like the San Diego State team is going to finish out the rest of the year?
Well, that's a great question. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I heard they're doing really well this year, but I don't, even though I live here, I don't really keep track.
Yes.
But they are building honestly, 5 minutes, I actually can see the new stadium from where I live. So if I just go for a walk on this path, I can look and I can see the new stadium, and it's gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful. And so you never know. Maybe, once they play in that new stadium, they're going to kick some butt. But I hope they do well.
Well, the reason you're not watching San Diego State is because you're now an Alabama fan.
I know. I feel like a traitor. But you know what? I know I got my shirt on. I got my Alabama shirt. And I'm a super fan now. I am. They converted me.
Well, Ray, real quick, I know that UNLV is on a 13-game skid, but I've got to ask you, with the end of the season coming up, do you think the UNLV Rebels can get one win on the season in 2021?
I'm going to say yes. We play, I think our next game is Nevada, and they're actually really good. I think we have a good chance of beating Hawaii. Hawaii plays here at Allegiant Stadium. It'll be a good atmosphere. We're this close to winning. I mean, every game, you Stingray, you watch them. We always lose by the last 3 or 4 minutes. It's great. It's like the last 6 games have been the same, except for Iowa State. They beat us pretty bad. But I think we'll win this game, and we'll go over the hump and get over the hump and win that first game.
Well, guys, look, I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and hopefully, guys, we can do it again soon.
For sure. Thank you, Stingray.
Yep.
Thanks,
go ahead.
Stingray.
Yep.
Be a man.
Shut up. Listen.
Can we let's talk about how your cigar is lit to the same length it was at the beginning of the show.
What cut? What
5
cut?
minutes ago.
You talking personal now. Cut.
Fake just like the Alabama hype, son. You know it. I know it. You got a hat and sunglasses on inside with some daggone Kmart blue chip, blue light special blinds with some Jordan on your right shoulder. He ain't signed it. You bought it at some pawn shop. You got it for $20. Look at you. You got the microphone all lit up blue. Can't even do anything with it.
Clemson Tom, what cut?
That was good.
What cut? What cut?
What cut? Was it a rant?
That wasn't good. That was you totally went off rant and got personal.
How did you get personal?
I was going cut. I was like, cut. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
But I'm glad you got that off your chest. You feel better?
A little bit.
Well, guys, I thoroughly enjoyed interviewing and meeting Ray Cheetany and Dana from Las Vegas and San Diego, California. They had their first Alabama experience this past weekend. Oh, and spoiler alert, they are planning on coming back next year for the Iron Bowl when Auburn takes on Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
I don't know if you heard my phone go off, but a lot of people want to know if Dana's going to come back and when she's going to come back.
Yes, Sting. Do you know that?
Yeah, it's going to be in 2022, the week of the Alabama-Auburn game.
Sting, great job. I can tell that you had a little bit of a personal interview on that one. Great job.
Yes.
Sting, I ain't going to lie to you. Look, for everybody who don't know what Stingray does, Stingray is the biggest player in the history of players. This boy was at a game, met a girl, and said, well, you want to come on my show? By the way, go ahead and bring
He's hotter than kettle corn. He's hotter than kettle corn.
Hey, but you know what? You know what? I did throw in one of my pickup lines, but I don't know if I should share it or not.
No, share it, because I need it.
No, actually, I think we need to hear it, Sting. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Walked up to her and was like, hey, baby, they call me Snickers because I'm guaranteed to satisfy.
Yeah, can I bring my wife over?
Sure.
Caitlin, come here. Sting wants to talk to you. Just come here.
I don't even want to bring my wife into this. She'll probably melt.
Sting's the sweetheart of the show, and he met a girl this weekend. And tell her what you said.
I met a girl this weekend, and I said, they call me Snickers because I'm guaranteed to satisfy.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa, time out. Clemson Tom, bring your wife back. Bring your wife back.
Caitlin.
Hang on.
Come back.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
Sting with the one-liners, baby. I love it.
What?
You want to hear my pickup line? Hold on. Here's my pickup line. This is how I used to pick up chicks. You ready? Hey, girl, I can get you pregnant.
What?
For the week.
That's your. I never had pickup lines though. Like I thought they were kind of cheesy.
No. Anyway.
No, they don't work. Yeah, wife said pickup lines don't work. Just be yourself. That's all it is. Just be yourself.
Stingray, you know, that's the number one thing. If you just be yourself, you can.
Every time you meet a girl, ask questions about her. It's not about you. It's
and don't talk.
Honestly, it's never about you. It's always about
always ask questions and repeat whatever she says, and then like everything she likes. And while she's talking, Google everything she likes, and then become an expert on why she's talking.
Right.
You don't have to like everything she likes, but you can disagree but have appreciation for it.
You're a player, and I've seen you in action with females, and geez Louise, you the man. I wish I could be like you. But
I appreciate
with that, games of the week.
Well, since you talked about it, go ahead, Joey. Start first.
Okay, first game. Your cable company and your internet. I think they should go head to head.
I think so too. They did battle it out.
I think right now they need to just wow.
I'm working on it, bro. Come on.
Clemson Tom is right. A Starbucks should be in your future.
You should probably.
You have enough money to buy a Starbucks.
Panera. How far away is Panera Bread?
Like 11 miles.
How about McDonald's? All right, games of the week. Alabama's on a bye week, so what's Jacksonville State doing?
I'm gonna go Clemson, Florida State. Clemson has to bounce back. Florida State's coming in to Death Valley trying to absolutely destroy us. 3:30 game. I mean, it's time to nut up or shut up for Clemson. Who are you? If you're going to be man about it, I mean, it's Florida State's horrible. We're horrible. You had two bad teams. The game's on Comedy Central, I'm sure. Like, can we just roll up just come on and just Sting, I'm gonna fight you.
No, I'm just trying to say it is.
It'd be like two middle fingers to the world, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Royal Rumble, and just whip everybody. Where's the meanness that we had at one point?
Stingray, what you got?
Where's the meanness? Where is this kind of an attitude? I'm showing up. This is the time I'm going to be there. Your team needs to be there at this time. If not, we don't give. If they do show up at the time, here's two gifts. We're going to whoop your, take your girlfriend, drink your beer, and burn your city down. We don't have that anymore.
And we're going to get her pregnant.
I'm pissed.
Well, here's the thing. It's between Rubbin Howard's Rock versus the War Chant. Should be a good one.
All right, who's your game?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, watching. We're playing like a bunch of girls picking peaches in Georgia. That's how we're playing right now, and it's disgusting.
Sting, what game are you gonna be watching?
I hope their balls drop this weekend because they ain't dropped all daggum seasons. Bullshit.
All right, guys.
Like a bunch of 11-year-olds.
All right, I'm about to spit some more stats at you, bro.
Spit that game, Sting. Spit it. The gospel.
Kentucky heads to Starkville Saturday night. Mark Stoops is 0-4 in his tenure in Starkville. The series between Mississippi State and Kentucky is now tied 24-24 apiece. The last time Kentucky won in Starkville was 2008. 6-1 Kentucky walks into Starkville Saturday night. They walk out 6-2 at the hands of the air raid offense. The Mississippi State Bulldogs once again dash the hopes and dreams of the Kentucky Wildcats in Starkville.
All right. So look up what Troy or Jacksonville State is doing because that's only
Troy's got Coastal Carolina Thursday.
I'm going for Troy, and then whoever Jacksonville State's playing, I know they got beat by Sam Houston. I'm going for Jacksonville State and going for Troy, and that's other than that.
Joey, Auburn host Ole Miss Saturday night.
Go Ole Miss.
They're going to do it, bro. The Tigers are going to pull the upset.
Anyway, well, that's tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. Clemson Tom's angry. Let's go, Clemson Tigers.
I'm not angry. That's the thing. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
You're fucking pissed.
I'm disappointed. I'm a dad.
Here.
I don't get angry. I have to get disappointed.
Well, Clemson Tom, I hope Florida State gets whooped. Stingray, I hope Mississippi State wins. And Ole Miss, I hope you win. Troy, Jacksonville State, I hope you win. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we do have some big news. I can't go into it right now. However, we are going to have a live show coming up. We're working on 2 big guests. And the 2 big guests, I can't go into it right now. We're in talks. I got off the phone with one of them. I interviewed him before. Let's just say that he has one of the greatest sports movies of all time portrayed about his life. We're in talks. I got off the phone with him just earlier today. He's definitely going to come back on the show and talk with Clemson Tom and Stingray and myself live.
I'm actually excited for that. I'm actually excited for that. We pull that off. Yeah.
So what now? What'd you say?
I'm honestly excited when he comes on. Like, I know who it is. That's an awesome.
Yeah, very cool guy. But we're also working on someone else. And the only thing I can say is his character is portrayed probably in one of the greatest sports movies of all time. We can't go into it.
Stingray's never seen it.
Stingray's never seen it, unfortunately. And if you figure out the movie, you're gonna be like, how the hell did Stingray never seen this movie? But he's never seen it. But we're working on 2 great guests. And if it happens, we're going to go live. And ladies and gentlemen, you get to ask the questions. Stingray and Clemson Tom and myself are going to ask a couple questions, but it's going to be mostly the guests. You could ask the questions. What was real in these movies? What was fake in these movies? And everything is going to be for the fans because y'all deserve it. And thank you for supporting the CTS interview room. Stingray closes out.
Got some very sad news to report as we leave tonight. The former Mississippi State defensive coordinator and Tennessee defensive coordinator, the innovator of the 3-3-5 defense, Joe Lee Dunn, did die earlier today. So our thoughts and prayers are definitely with the Dunn family, his friends, and of course, all of his former players. You guys are in our thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely. With that said, man, that's sad news. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only internet sensation Stingray, the outspoken greatest Clemson football fan of all time, Clemson Tom, myself, to the Dunn family, wish you nothing but the best. This is 3rd and 3. Thank you for your time. See y'all next week.